Ayan. At ngayong araw na ito, meron po tayong guest na, kasi ito hong nakaraang araw, itong weekend, naglabas po si Pastor Kibuloy ng kanyang video na kung saan pinapaliwanag niya ho yung mga nangyayari. At dahil po dyan, may makakapanayan po tayo na ito po'y abogado ni Pastor Kibuloy na si Attorney Israelito Torion, legal counsel po ni Pastor Kibuloy. Magandang gabi po, Attorney.
Magandang gabi din po sa inyo at magandang gabi po sa lahat ng nakikinig at nagmamasid nitong sikat masyado na estasyon. Good evening.
Ayun. So, simulan na ho natin ang tanong. Kasi alam nyo, Attorney, ito yung laging tanong ng kababayan natin. Di ba ho, itong kaso ni Pastor Kibuloy ay 4 years ago na po ito. At yan ho ang lagi natin naririnig. Meron ho bang bago dito sa kasong kinakaharap niya ngayon? May bago bang witness? May bago ho bang evidence para ho buhayin itong kaso na ito?
Actually, wala po. Itong walang bagong evidence, walang bagong witnesses. Na-file ito noong December 18, 2019 po sa City Prosecutor of Davao City. At na-file ito after nung na-issuehan po ng warrants of arrest yung complainant po na si Blenda Portugal ng Regional Trial Court ng Panabo City ng cyber libel cases, no? So, since December 18 of 2019, this was pending in the City Prosecutor's Office, and then na-dismiss po yung 4 counts na criminal cases na i-file niya. Kailan na-dismiss ito? Noon pang June 29 of 2020. Nag-file po sila ng motion for reconsideration, and then we defended Pastor kasi hindi talaga totoo itong mga parating niya sa kay Pastor, no? At na-dismiss, na-deny naman yun noong November 23, 2020. Tapos umakyat siya sa Department of Justice via petition for review. Mali-mali pa kasi yung procedural requirements hindi po nasunod. Wala man lang CD, yung mga material dates hindi na state, no? Noong January 4 of 2021. So, for more than 3 years po, pending po ito sa DOJ. Nag-follow up po tayo, tapos sabi po ng ating magiting na DOJ Secretary that he will look into it, no? At na-resolve lamang ito nung kasagsagan na nung mga controversies against Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy, especially yung sa Senado kay Senator Risa Hontiveros, hanggang sa lumabas na lang bigla yung kanyang resolution March 3 of 2024, no? And then we filed right away a motion for reconsideration last March 11 of 2024 po. So yun po ang nangyari.
So, 2 beses po pala na-dismiss itong kaso na ito. At, at walang bago. Walang bagong witness?
Walang bago. Nag-create pa nga ng panel of prosecutors yung Davao City Prosecutor's Office. If my memory serves me right, 5 prosecutor ata yung nag-study ng kaso. And sila unanimous po na nagsabi na walang basihanan yung complaint na rape, qualified trafficking, other forms of sexual abuse, physical injuries against Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy and 4 other respondents po. So, na-dismiss po yun. Walang bago, walang bagong witness, walang bagong evidences.
Attorney, si Coach Oli po ito. So sa makatuwid, ito ay politically motivated at harassment? Matatawag po ba natin ganun?
We cannot help but also conclude, no, na there may be a political play here because the resolution was also issued at that time when the political heat against Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy was already in its crescendo. So, yung timing po ng pag-issue ng resolution really will ring a bell that there is a political play behind the issuance of the resolution. Of course, our good secretary may deny that, pero yun lang po ang feeling ko personally at saka nung mga respondents po.
Boss Dada po, nung kami po ay nasa Davao at kami nakikipag-usap kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, nabanggit po niya na nakausap na rin daw po niya ang ating Department of Justice Secretary na si Secretary Boying Rimulya tungkol dito, and nabanggit yata noon na dismissible po talaga itong kaso na ito. Bakit hindi po ba kayo nagulat na biglang nabuhay po ito sa kabila nung kanilang unang pangako or unang statement na dismissible ito?
First, yung sa pag-usap ni DOJ Secretary Rimulya at saka ni Pastor Kibuloy, wala ako doon. Sila lang ata doon kasi nasa law school naman ako, dean ako ng law school. Pero yung aspect sa pagkagulat, gulat na gulat talaga ako. But noon pa man, nasabi ko na kay Pastor na, Inko, boss, Pastor, baka gamitin ito sa politika. Oo. Aba, nangyari nga. So, kasi noon pa, nung February, March, April 2021, 2022, hindi naman kami po natutulog kasi kaso ni Pastor ito and we respect him so much. So, we really tried our best na ma-deny yung petition for review. And I must admit that I also followed it up, no? Kasi nag-file kami ng motion for early resolution and the good secretary told us that he will look into it. So ako personally, no? So he will look into it, and yun na nga lang yung naging kasagsagan ng Pebrero, Marso, bigla na lang na meron itong resolution. Timing din sa mga nangyayari doon sa Senado, sa House of Representatives, nung Senate investigation and the like. So, kaya nga, hindi namin maiwasan na magkaroon din ng aming sariling opinion. Pwede kaming magkamali po na baka meron ngang halong politika ito.
Attorney, kanino kayang pakanayan? Itong
Yan, I
harassment
cannot
na yan.
speculate, no? I cannot speculate as to who is behind this, but certainly the people who have interest against Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy and his very good friend, our former President Rodrigo Duterte, or beloved former President Rodrigo Duterte. Kasi pag minimension mo yung pangalan ni Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy, hindi talaga maiwasan na ma-mention din yung pangalan po ng ating kagalang-galang at mahal ng dating Presidente Duterte.
Attorney, kung ito ay politically motivated against the Dutertes and Pastor Kibuloy, sa tingin po ninyo, kung binabanatan kaya ni Pastor Kibuloy ang mga Duterte, ginigipit kaya siya ngayon?
Kung parang hindi siguro, no? Kung hindi siya closely associated kay President Duterte, baka hindi ito nangyayari sa kanya, no? Yun nga ang isang proof ko nga is yung nagpalabas ng statement si Pastor Kibuloy, no? Admittedly, hindi ko talaga alam yun, no? And nakasabi nga ako na kung medyo mabigat sa kanilang tingin na demand yung word na nagamit ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, edi we will treat it as a request. Pero, I studied it also. Ano bang nakalagay doon sa statement ni Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy? He only stated that President Ferdinand Marcos, Justice Secretary Jesus Crespin Rimulya, PNP Police Chief Marbel, and the NBI Director to promise in writing that Washington won't interfere in court proceedings here in the Philippines. Nabasa ko yung mga comments doon sa social media na may nagsasabi na sino ba siya na magdikta, magdemand sa President? At saka si President Marcos din may ginamit na word na parang tail wagging daw yon, no? Siguro iba sa ating pandinig yung word na ginamit niya na demand, pero nung ni-research ko may basihan may basihan din, no? Kung hindi sila gusto sa word na demand, they may treat it as a request, pero if you analyze it, there might be a reason for it, and Pastor Kibuloy is educating us. And what is the reason? Well, in all Republican and Democratic governments, we are all founded upon the political theories, philosophical theories of Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, as well as Jean-Jacques Rousseau. No? social contract theory in essence simply states that people does not want to live in the law of nature anymore, and they want to graduate from that, and that they want to surrender some of their rights to this group of people called government, and in return the government should protect their people of their basic rights. Now, that is the foundation upon which the United States of America was founded upon. That is the foundation, likewise, that we copied from the United States of America. So, in exchange for surrendering our rights to the government has the bounden obligation, likewise, to protect us. Anong ni-request ni Pastor, or demand, if you want to use it, that Washington won't interfere in court proceedings here in the Philippines. Now, with due respect po sa ating mahal na Pangulo, would you call this as tail wagging? I don't know really what is the technical meaning of that tail wagging term, but you know, a citizen has the right to demand. Meron nga petition for redress of grievances. Ito, ang dinemand lang naman niya na yung foreign government hindi dapat mag-interfere sa court proceedings dito sa Pilipinas. Tama ba yun? Tama yun. Because he is simply asserting the territorial independence, territorial sovereignty of the Republic of the Philippines. That any foreign power, however mighty they might be, should not interfere in the judicial system of the Republic of the Philippines. I think Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy is actually reminding us about that basic concept of the social contract theory upon which all Republican governments, democratic governments are founded upon. May basihanan pala yun. Kaya nga, buti na lang ni-research ko, tinuturo ko rin ito noon, itong political philosophy sa JMC Law School. So parang tama din. Hindi lang parang, tama din si Pastor Apollo Quiboloy.
Actually, maganda po yung sinabi ninyo, attorney, dahil marami nga nagsasabi na kesyo bakit ganun demanding si Pastor Quiboloy. Pero tama ho yung inyong yung sinasabi na ito ho ay pagpapaliwanag lamang nung ano yung nangyayari sa kanya. Pero ang tanong ho dito, kayo ho ba sa inyong personal knowledge, 'di ba yung extrajudicial rendition na sinasabi ho ni Pastor Quiboloy, yan ho ba ay makatotohanan o yan ho ay isang parang kathang isip lamang ni Pastor Quiboloy? Meron ho ba kayong alam tungkol ho dito sa extrajudicial rendition na ito?
Naku po, tinuturo ko po yan sa international law ng aming law school po na gifound ni Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. Extraordinary rendition. Actually,
ordinary pala.
Extra legal rendition. Illegal po yan. In other words, para maintindihan po ng ating mga nakikinig, parang kidnapping yan sponsored by a state authority or state entity to abduct a particular person wanted in their government and transport it to another government, to another jurisdiction whose laws on torture, interrogation are not so strict, no? So, black sites ang tawag niyan. May mga incidents na po ba ito? Ay naku, ang dami po. We have the Abu Harar case, we have the Abu Umar case which transpired in Milan, Italy. Yung Egyptian cleric nandun lang sa Milan, naglalakad siya papunta sa mosque, kinidnap siya ng US government and then dinala doon sa Egypt at tinorture at kasi napagkamalan siyang terorista, no? Wag na lang tayo muna kasi ang daming mga instances na mga especially after one war on terror na kinidnap, dinala doon sa Guantanamo Bay or kinuha from Europe, sa Poland nga for instance. Meron ding isang cleric doon na dinakip lang, no? Naglalakad, dinakip at dinala sa isang black sites doon sa Egypt. And Poland was even charged before the European human rights courts, and Poland was ordered to pay damages, no, to the family of the persons who were abducted. Pero wag na yan kasi mga war on terror men. Was there been instance that it has been exercised here in the Philippines? Yes. Si Michael Mering, nung panahon ng 2002 or 2005 ba yun, who was involved in a bombing incident here in Evergreen Hotel in Davao City. This was during the time of the mayorship of our beloved former President Rodrigo Duterte. Pumutok yung Evergreen Hotel. The police was about to file charges against him and all of a sudden, alleged FBI agents got him physically and was shipped out of the country. Kaya nga galit na galit si President Rodrigo Duterte at that time. And to think that the bombing incident happened in the Philippines, then according to the territoriality principle of our criminal law, Philippines has jurisdiction over the crime committed supposedly by Michael Merry. But what did the US do? Allegedly, it shipped its own citizen away from Philippine jurisdiction, and that is a violation of our internal laws. What else? Sabihin natin, ang tagal naman yun. Ano pang mga example mo? Ito. Presidente na mismo, de facto president ng Panama. I think you all know Manuel Noriega. He was once a friend of the United States government, but then he got allegedly involved in drugs. So the United States of America decided to invade Panama and swoop down, arrest Manuel Noriega right there in the territory of Panama and brought to the United States of America and was tried there. Oh, grabe na example yung presidente pa nga kinuha ng United States of America, de facto president siya nung time na yon sa Panama at dinala sa United States of America. How much more si Pastor? No, kung nakaya ng United States of America ang pag-abduct ng de facto president, all-powerful president of Panama during that time because he was dubbed as a dictator of Panama at that time. His word was the law. How much more si Pastor? So yun, there is really legitimate and reasonable grounds to believe that Pastor's fears are not unfounded. Kaya
Pero,
nga,
attorney,
ang request lang naman niya is, baka naman pwede, Mr. President, na i-assure mo ako. Meron lang written affirmation na hindi mo ako dalahin sa Amerika or that United States of America will not interfere in the court proceedings here in the country. Is that unreasonable? I don't think so. Let's have an open mind about this, and I think the request of Pastor Apollo Sigibolon is not unreasonable.
Pero attorney, ang tanong kasi ng iba dyan, yung mga ginaganyan, mga may interest ang Amerika. Kaya ho sila kinukuha. Ano ho ba ang interest ng Amerika pagdating ho kay Pastor Kibuloy sa tingin ninyo?
Ay, malaki ang interest ng Amerika kay Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy kasi finailan din siya ng mga unfounded charges doon sa Amerika. If you note, yung nangyari sa Hawaii, I was the one who went to Hawaii together with my wife. We went there. And we even, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we were able to get the plane, which was supposedly seized by U.S. authorities during that time. But the cases were actually filed. And then, may incident din dun sa Van Nuys, California. Alam ko rin yun. And it is pending now in the United States of America. The cases, some of which have foundations doon din sa mga testimonies ni Blenda Portugal and other erstwhile members of the church. So, malaki ang interest ng United States of America kay Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy. So really, his fears are not unfounded. And if we keep an open mind, hindi lang sana tayo close-minded ba na mag-judge kaagad against Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy. Meron nga kasabihan yung immortal cry of Themistocles to Eurybiades na nagsa-strike, but hear me first. Pakinggan nyo ang aming mga rason kung bakit. At makikita mo na may basihanan po.
Attorney, meron nagsabi dito yung bang ginawa kay Marcos Sr. na dinala sa Hawaii, na supposedly paway lang yun, yun kinikwento naman nila. Yun ho ba isang halimbawa din ng rendition na yan, yung extraordinary rendition na yan?
It may be considered as akin to extraordinary rendition. Pero yun naman, parang case of, misinterpretation nata yung nangyari doon. But it was really a case of extraordinary rendition din. Kasi ang request ng Marcos family during that time was to bring them to Poway. Pero all of a sudden, nangyari nang dumating na lang sila sa Hawaii. Siguro may, miscommunication sa kanila. But the fact remains was that they were taken to Hawaii at first against their own will, and that may be considered as akin to extraordinary rendition.
Yan. So attorney, dahil sa mga ganitong nangyayari na to, ano ba ang posibleng inaantay ho ni Pastor Quiboloy para siya ho ay humarap? Nag-aantay ba siya ng written na parang execute ng parang pangako ng Pangulo na hindi siya ibibigay sa Amerika? Ano ho ba ang inaantay niya para ho siya ay sumuko?
Right now, kami namang mga abogado, naghahanap kami ng mga paraan para mapakita na walang kasalanan si Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, kasi deep in my heart, I am truly convinced of his innocence. I handled this case since 2019 until today, no? And you know, may ipa-file nga ako na motion to quash warrant of arrest ngayong Thursday. Ang theory ko dito is violation of the right of accused Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy and his co-accused to speedy disposition of cases. Under the law, the first case na decide ng Supreme Court nito is People versus yung Tatad versus Sandigan Bayan. Doon sa Tatad versus Sandigan Bayan, less than 3 years lang ang delay sa preliminary investigation. Pero dito, more than 3 years, 4 years and 2 months, no? Ang delay po. So ang sa amin is more pa ito kay Tatad versus Sandigan Bayan. Duterte versus Sandigan Bayan is also another example where the preliminary investigation was also delayed for more than 4 years, no? So the Supreme Court also struck out the information filed against him. Katamko versus Sandigan Bayan also speaks about a case which was delayed. Bakit ko alam ito? Kasi at least nakatulong po ako sa kaso na ito. Pero isa talagang kaso na handle ko, Joseph Peñas versus Comelec, which led to the dismissal of more than 1,000 pending cases in the Comelec. Ano yun? That the right to speedy disposition of cases even applies to Comelec cases. It applies to Sandigan Bayan cases. It applies to ordinary court cases, just like what is now happening in the Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy's case. So therefore, this right is a bounden right that must be respected by our courts. And if we assert this right, the court hopefully would not have any other recourse except to quash the warrant of arrest. Why? Because the violation of the right to speedy disposition of cases on the part of Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy renders the resolution against him void, and therefore when the resolution of indictment was issued and the information was filed, it therefore renders also the information as void, and the warrant of arrest, consequent warrant of arrest that was issued, was likewise void. Through the motion to quash that we will file, we will show to the court that because of violation of his right to speedy disposition of cases, then the information does not stand. The warrant of arrest, therefore, is likewise void.
Yan, naku, napaka ganda naman nung inyong sinabi niya. Kasi balita ko, nirecommend po yan ni Senator Tolentino, tama po ba? Ngayon,
Yes
ito po,
nirecommend
attorney.
niya, tapos inastadihan ko, hinanapan ko ng ground, nirecommend niya, tapos ni-research ko, hinanapan ko ng ground, ko tumpak, ito ang ating i-ground dito. So, dapat magbayad din ako siguro ng partial attorney's fees doon kay Senator Tolentino. Pakisabi sa kanya, salamat po.
Nako, sigurado nanonood po yun ngayon. Pero ito po, yung in connection dyan, kasi may bagong mga demands or request, ito si Pastor Apollo Quiboloy. And marami mga netizens, both bashers and sympathizers, ang nagsasabi na noon, Senado ayaw pumunta ni Pastor Quiboloy kasi mapopolitika siya. Ang lagi nating sinasabi, or lagi sinasabi ng kampo ni Pastor, ay sa korte, doon nila haharapin. So ngayon, nasa korte na daw. So bakit biglang nagkaroon na naman ng mga panibagong demands or request itong ating butihing pastor?
Actually, just to set this record straight, accused si Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy is now an accused who is ready, able, and willing to face these charges. But he is also an accused who is entitled to his rights under the law. And one of his rights is to question the finding of probable cause against him. And as a matter of fact, we availed of that right. So therefore, you should not fault him if he avails of his right. Kinwestiyon namin via motion for reconsideration at saka ngayon, pagpa-file din kami ng motion to quash warrant of arrest. Hindi naman po pwede na hindi natin i-avail lahat ng rights natin. At saka more importantly, meron kasing kaibahan din dito. Ang kaibahan dito, ang legal complication nga, na meron din ang United States of America is interesado din sa kanya. So, unlike other accused na dito lang sa Pilipinas na may kaso, meron din kasi siyang mga trumped up cases in the United States of America. He has legitimate fears that he might be subjected to extraordinary rendition. So, that's why he requested merely the Philippine authorities led by our president that there should be a promise in writing that Washington won't interfere in court proceedings here in Manila. So, yan. Pag meron na yan, then ako, I will advise Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy na perhaps yan na. Pero, after exhaustion of all his legal remedies, malay mo, sir, baka mag-grant yung motion to quash natin. Kasi i-argue ko talaga yan with all sincerity and with all passion in court. So, if the motion to quash will be granted, di wala na palang kaso against Pastor. Bakit pa siya mag-surrender? No? Iba kasi yung iba kasi ang nangyayari dito. May question pa kung valid ba yung charge against him. Kasi kung hindi valid yung charge against him, there is no necessity on his part to surrender.
Attorney, balikan ko lang ng konti yung pagdating ho dun sa kaso niya sa Amerika. Di ba may reward money ho dun? Na parang in-offer ng FBI. Tama po ba ako? May reward money
Ayan, I cannot confirm exactly kasi ang nag-handle talaga niyan, assisting lang ako dyan eh. Ang nag-handle niyan yung mga US lawyers natin.
Kasi may nilabas po
na-hire.
Opo.
Oo.
May nilabas po kasi na meme na merong parang reward. Ang tanong ko ho ito yung bang gobyerno natin pwede ho bang tumanggap ng reward kung sakaling sila ang magbigay? Alimbawa,
Well,
although it's not legally na gagawin nila, pero yung mag-tip lang sila na ito si Pastor, makukuha na namin, ilalagay namin dito. Pwede ho ba yun? Possible ho ba yun?
Sir, naalala mo yung SAF 44?
Ako, patay tayo dyan. Aha.
Yun, sir. Oo.
So, nangyayari
yun po ang
talaga.
sagot dun, sir. Kaya nga nagkaletse-letse ang buhay natin noon, doon sa dating presidente, dahil doon sa SAF 44. Oo. Di ba? May award yun. Oo.
So,
Kaya nga wala na masyadong coordination, no? Ang nag-handle din nung kaso na yun, yung ating magiting na kasamang abogado, si Attorney Topacio.
Oo nga. So,
Dahil nga doon sa malaking reward na yun, wala na masyadong coordination, namatay yung ating mga kaibigang mga pulis.
So, posible ho talaga-
To answer your question, that is a great probability, and if that is legally possible, that is legally possible likewise.
So, posible ho pala may senador, na gustong magkaroon ng pondo para sa susunod na eleksyon. Sige, ako nang bahala. Dadaling ko yan dito sa Senado. Bahala na kayo pagdating dito. Or posible ho pala yun, yung sinasabi nyo, attorney.
Well, as to possibility, it is within the realm of possibility. No, it is within the realm of possibility, and that is why we should also put ourselves in the shoes of Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy. Does he have reasonable grounds to believe that he will be subjected to extraordinary rendition? If indeed it is true na merong award yung US government, mas malaki talaga ang dahilan bakit ganun din yung nasabi po ni Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy. Hindi na lang natin sabihin na demand yun kasi iba sa paninig. O ilagay na lang natin na request. Even if may basihanan pala yung demand, may basihanan under the social contract theory.
Attorney, may kutsyabahan po ba? Kasi sabi nyo, interesado ang US kay Pastor. Tapos politically motivated dito naman sa Pilipinas. So pareha sila may interest eh. Nangyayari na po ba ngayon? May kuntsabahan na po bang nangyayari?
Well, I cannot state with certainty kung may konsabahan po. Ang masabi ko lang, grabe yung timing. Oo. Grabe yung timing na yung United States of Government nag-issue ng most wanted list against kay Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy and has been asserting to declaring that he should be tried in the United States of America. And then parang timing din, parang orchestra ba? Parang orchestra na yung Senate investigation po ni Senator Hontiveros nangyari din. Tapos yung House of Representatives nangyari din, no? Hindi namin maiwasan na mag-isip na ay parang orchestra ito eh. Yung orchestra po, meron po siyang maestro, di ba? Na tadadadang, yun po ang
Masyadong mataas
Pwede
yung-
kami magkamali. Pero parang orchestra po.
Yung coincidence masyadong mataas. Yung tsamba.
Opo.
So, attorney, marami yung nagsasabi dito na nagpapasalamat sa inyo sa pagtatanggol ninyo kay Pastor Quiboloy. At sabi nga nila, napakagaling daw niyo hong magpaliwanag. Bago tayo magtapos, may mensahe po ba kayo sa mga supporter ni Pastor Quiboloy at sa mga bashers na rin po, sa mga nag-o-oppose at kung ano-anong sinasabi ho kay Pastor Quiboloy?
Ang una ko pong mensahe po sa ating mga supporters, wag lang po tayong mawala ng pag-asa. So long as the sun rises in the east, there is always hope for justice to our beloved Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. As they say, for every difficulty there is ease. No, I am invoking one of the verses in the Quran. Me being a Muslim, I would like to greet also my Muslim brothers. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And happy Eid po sa ating lahat para bukas po. Doon naman sa mga bashers, I know that you also have your own contra opinions against us. But I do hope and pray that it will also come into your mind that I have the right to defend my client. And in order for us to have an intelligent discourse, so to speak, please also hear our side. No? Before you judge us, before you strike nga, hear us first. Tingnan ninyo kung bakit nasabi ko po na I believe in my heart in the innocence of Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. Tingnan ninyo yung aming mga rason at hindi ko lang i-explain at length bakit bilib ako na walang kasalanan si Pastor. Pero mag-research po kayo. Tingnan nyo yung aming mga pleadings at sigurado ako that you will be enlightened and at the end of the day, you will realize that it is not good to judge outrightly the guilt or innocence of a man. Please be open-minded because one day, di mo alam, baka ikaw na naman ang unjustly accused at saka baka lang hahanapin mo yung pangalan ni Atty. Topacio, ni Atty. Turrio, ni Atty. Tolentino, ni Atty. Elvis Balayan, at saka yung mga lawyers po ni Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, who at one time became very controversial because according to you, we are defending a guilty man. No, Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy is not guilty. He is innocent and we will prove that in court.